In the wake of the attack on Pearl Harbor, America was reeling and in need of a morale boost. President Franklin D. Roosevelt issued a retaliation, and after a quick 4 months of training, the U.S. military responded. On April 18, 1942, the U.S. sent 16 B-25Bs to bomb military targets in Japan. Then Lieutenant Colonel Jimmy Doolittle of the Army Air Forces planned and led the 80-member raid. The B-25 was picked for its range, bomb capacity, and short takeoff distance. The bombers launched from the Navy's Hornet aircraft carrier without coverage from a fighter escort. The Japanese found out the Americans were coming, so the raiders had to launch earlier than expected. The raid was successful, but the early launch meant they ran out of fuel faster than planned. 15 of the planes crashed in China, with the crews bailing out unharmed. The last B-25 landed in the Soviet Union. All but 7 of the 80 crew members survived, but 8 were captured by the Japanese army in China. The crew that landed in the Soviet Union was kept there for more than a year. Although the air raid caused little material damage, it worked as a boost to American morale and served as a blow to Japan's confidence, shaking the faith the country had in its leaders. Doolittle was worried he'd be punished for losing his aircraft, but instead, he received the Medal of Honor for his actions in the raid. The famed raid was commemorated Tuesday, April 18th at the World War II Memorial in Washington, D.C. Veterans from World War II laid wreaths in honor of the 75th anniversary. And now you can listen to a Castle Films newsreel from 1942. If you want to see the footage, direct your attention above the center fountain.
Now it can be told. History in the making as the mysterious Shangri-La. Actually, the United States Navy aircraft carrier Hornet steams westward across the Pacific. Packed on the afterdeck of the Hornet are 16 B-25 Mitchell bombers. Never before have these huge planes been launched from a carrier. High explosive and demolition bombs are made ready for the destruction of military objectives in Japan. There is no hesitation. They man their planes. Doolittle pilots the lead plane. There's a breathless moment as the big bomber gathers speed. It's airborne. The first Army bomber ever to be launched from a carrier is safely in the air. The next to go. Nose wheel lifted and wing flaps down for maximum lift and the quickest possible takeoff. Tokyo ahead. Here is America's answer to treachery. The planes sweep in without being discovered. They separate into groups to attack the several objectives carefully selected by means of accurate intelligence to ensure that only targets of military value will be hit. Colonel Doolittle himself is told of flying over the Emperor's Palace and refraining from bombing it, though he could have left it in ruins. Doolittle wins the Congressional Medal of Honor